After the collapse of the defense of the armed forces of Ukraine in the Pokrovsk direction of the front, war correspondents also began to record the retreat of the Ukrainian Army units in other areas of the Special Military Operations Zone. In particular, on August 29, 2024, at 10 a.m. Moscow time, war correspondents confirmed the liberation of the strategically important settlement of Sinkovka by Russian troops, in the Kupiansk direction of the front. According to them, after months of positional fighting north of Kupiansk, Russian troops managed to break through the defenses of the Ukrainian Army, west of the Elshana-Petropavlovsk highway. This factor allowed the Russian army to finally dislodge the Ukrainian forces from Sinkovka, and take control of this rather large settlement. Thus, with the liberation of Sinkovka, Russian troops came even closer to one of the most important cities in the Kharkiv region, Kupiansk. According to war correspondents, as of August 30, 2024, Russian troops are only 10 kilometers from Kupiansk. By the way, a few hours ago, the Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation officially announced the liberation of another strategically important settlement. This time in the western part of the Luhansk People's Republic. In particular, the Russian military department officially confirmed that the fighters of the group of troops under the designation West completely liberated the urban-type village of Stelmakovka. Moreover, the Russian military department noted that over the past 24 hours, the Ukrainian army had lost about 600 soldiers and 10 units of heavy equipment in this direction of the front. In the Chasiv Yar direction of the front, the situation of the armed forces of Ukraine also continues to deteriorate rapidly. As of August 30, 2024, the Russian army already controls 40% of the territory of the city of Chasiv Yar. This was reported by war correspondents from both sides. Moreover, the official representative of the 24th Separate Mechanized Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine also confirmed that almost half of the territory of Chasiv Yar is under the control of the Russian army. According to him, the transition of Chasiv Yar under the full control of Russian troops is just a matter of time. At the same time, he noted that with the capture of Chasiv Yar, the Russian army would gain a significant tactical advantage, since this city is located at a favorable height. According to him, the capture of Chasiv Yar would allow Russian troops to launch a fairly effective offensive against cities such as Druzhkovka, Kramatorsk, and Konstantinovka. In the Pokrovsk direction of the front, Russian troops continue to liberate the city of Seladovo. According to war correspondents, Ukrainian soldiers still cannot organize an effective defense of the city, and continue to leave their positions en masse. As of August 30, 2024, Russian troops took full control of the Korochenko mine, where the Ukrainian army had a powerful stronghold. In addition, the offensive units of the Russian troops captured almost all the streets of the northeastern part of Seladovo, and reached the city center. At the moment, fighting is being recorded in Seladovo for the central part of this strategically important settlement. Ukrainian war correspondents note that the Ukrainian army units are retreating in Seladovo along the entire combat contact line. According to them, Seladovo is likely to fall as quickly as Novogradovka. Ukrainian war correspondents note that the heavy losses of the Ukrainian army in manpower and equipment in the Kursk region led to the fact that units of the armed forces of Ukraine lost the opportunity to effectively defend themselves in other areas of the front, as a result of which the Russian army captures several settlements in all directions of the front almost every day. Surprisingly, Western analytical centers also recognize the heavy losses of the Ukrainian army in manpower and equipment in the Kursk region. By the way, on August 29, 2024, the Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation officially announced that in almost 3 weeks of fighting in the Kursk region, the losses of the Ukrainian army amounted to 7,450 soldiers. In addition, the Russian Defense Ministry noted that the Ukrainian army lost 503 armored vehicles, 230 pickups, 70 armored personnel carriers, 40 infantry fighting vehicles, and 80 tanks in the Kursk region. Looking at these figures, it becomes clear that the Ukrainian army has attracted almost all of its remaining forces to the military adventure in the Kursk region. Commenting on the situation in the Kursk region, the commander of Spetsnaz AKHMAT, General Apty Alatinov, reiterated that the situation in this sector of the front is under full control of Russian troops. According to him, the Ukrainian army units still continue to try to break through the defenses of Russian troops in the area of Khmerovka and Koronivo, and that it is because of this, Ukrainian formations are suffering such heavy losses in manpower and equipment. Against the backdrop of heavy losses of the Ukrainian army in manpower, Ukrainian and NATO generals continue to strengthen the units of the Ukrainian armed forces with the help of so-called foreign mercenaries. It is reported that in the last 48 hours alone, about 50 foreign mercenaries have been destroyed in the Kursk region. Moreover, the commander of one of the detachments of Spetsnaz AKHMAT, with the call sign Kashtan, said that on August 28, his detachment engaged in battle with a group of Polish and German soldiers, near the settlement of Spalnoy. According to him, about 15 German and Polish soldiers were killed as a result of a short-lived shooting fight. The rest of the mercenaries were forced to flee, leaving the corpses of their brothers in arms on the battlefield. It is reported that recently, Russian and Chechen fighters have increasingly begun to hear Polish, German, French, Spanish, and English speeches on radio channels. All this indicates that against the backdrop of the deteriorating situation of the Ukrainian army units, the flow of foreign mercenaries arriving in the Kursk region is only gaining momentum.